Paper 2, question 21. In Holborn School, there are 460 students in Key Stage 3, 320 students in Key Stage 4, and 165 students in Key Stage 5. Sorry, 165 students in Key Stage 5. Naimer is carrying out a survey. He needs a sample of 100 students stratified by key stage. Work out the number of students from Key Stage 3 there should be in the sample. Now, what stratified sampling is instead of taking an equal amount from Key Stage 3, an equal amount from Key Stage 4 and 5, based on how many there are, you take a sample which is proportional to it. So the fact that there are more pupils in Key Stage 3 than the other two key stages mean that there should be more pupils chosen from Key Stage 3 to be part of the sample. And the link to this is that you create a fraction for each one. So instead of Key Stage 3 getting a third of the people, third of the people, third of the people, you need to create a fraction using those numbers. Now, the way of figuring out what fraction of Key Stage 3 and what fraction of Key Stage 4 and what fraction of Key Stage 5 is to first of all figure out the total. If you add together 460, 320 and 165, you get 945. So the fraction of people in Key Stage 3 is 460 945ths of the school. 320 over 945 is the fraction for Key Stage 4, and 165 over 945 is the fraction of Key Stage 5. Those three fractions adding up to a whole, adding up to 1. There are 100 students to be selected, so that fraction of 100 for Key Stage 3, that fraction of 100 for Key Stage 4, and that fraction of 100 for Key Stage 5. We only care about Key Stage 3, so we're going to find 460 945ths of 100. If you type in your calculator 460 divided by 945 times 100, because it's of, you end up with 48.7. Now, you can't have 0.7 of a pupil. So really the answer could be 48 or 49, and both are acceptable answers. In terms of the answer that you should use, how you would figure this out is you calculate how much pupils are going to be selected from these two, which is that fraction of 100 and that fraction of 100, and you end up with 33.9 pupils and 17.4 stuff pupils, okay? Now, the idea being is when you select 48 or 49, you're rounding up or down, so that bit of that person is either missing or you've kind of taken a bit of a person that you need to get back from this. So looking at the three numbers, you kind of decide which ones deserve to be rounded up or down, and then make sure that they add up to 100. This one, for example, is the easiest one to round, so it definitely has to be 34. This one and this one, you can decide between whatever. I would just round this up and this down. It makes sense based on what you know of rounding. 49 and 17, and it just so happens when you add together 17, 34 and 49 you get 100. So 49 for me is the perfect answer, because if you did that to 48, which is rounding a 7 down the way, then technically this would have to be rounded up to 18, which doesn't really make sense. Or you could round this up to 35, which makes even less sense. So 49 is what I would regard as the perfect answer. 48 is accepted also.